the Deep Crab Harmonic Pattern Indicator, which is offered for various platforms on the TradingFinder website. From this section, you can download the indicator file for MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 platforms and run it on your chart. Additionally, traders can read this page to learn about the functionality and operation of the indicator. From the Navigator section, we select the indicator file and run the indicator by dragging the file onto the chart. Once the indicator is placed on the chart, it begins to detect and draw the Deep Crab Harmonic pattern on the price chart. Traders who are looking to identify this pattern on the chart can use the Deep Crab Harmonic Pattern Indicator to detect the pattern. And if the pattern forms, they can enter a buy or sell trade at point D, which is considered the potential reversal zone, PRZD, where a price reversal is likely to occur. In the settings section, under inputs, there are options available for us. In the first part, we can set the minimum wavelength, which is set to 5 by default. This parameter is based on the zigzag indicator, which includes 3 parameters. Here we can adjust the first parameter of the zigzag indicator, while the other 2 parameters are hard-coded as 3 and 3 in its calculations. This means that here, values like 5, 3, 3, or 10, 3, 3 are calculated. In the next section, we can set the number of candles to check for harmonic conditions, which is set to 100 candles by default. This means that from point D, it moves back 100 candles, and within these 100 candles, it searches for a point C and the Fibonacci ratio to identify point C on the 100th candle, and finally displays point C. Again, from point C, it moves back 100 candles and finds the Fibonacci ratio for point B, then moves from point B to A and from A to X until finally it draws the harmonic pattern. In the next section, we can enable or disable the display of the harmonic pattern lines. In the next section, we can enable or disable the pivot break. If this option is set to true, when the pivot is broken, for example here, when pivot A is broken, the pattern is still displayed for us, or when pivot X is broken in this section, the pattern is still calculated and shown to us. With this section enabled, if the harmonic pattern's pivot is broken, the pattern is still considered valid for us. If we set this option to false, in the next section, we can specify the distance between the harmonic pattern's pivot and the broken pivot. And if the price movement exceeds this value, the pattern will not be detected or drawn for us. By default, this is set to 100 pips. As we can see here, the pattern has not been drawn for us, and only this one pattern has been identified. In the next section, we can adjust the shift option, which is set to +2 by default. For example, in this section, after the D-point candle closes, Omikosi moves forward by 2 candles, and then it starts checking and identifying the harmonic pattern, but we can set other numbers here as well. And if we set the value to 0, it will look for pattern identification on the chart as soon as the candle closes, and will display the pattern. If we set other numbers, it will move forward by that exact amount. For example, here I set the number to 10. It moves forward by 10 candles, and after those 10 candles, it starts checking it for harmonic patterns. In the next section, we can enable or disable the display of bullish and bearish harmonic patterns. We can change the line drawing style to our preference, with 5 options available here: solid, dash, dot, dash dot, and dash dot dot. In the next section, we can set the thickness of the drawn lines, which is set to 1 by default. If we set this number higher than 1, the indicator will automatically display the line style as solid. And in the last section, we can also change the color of the bearish harmonic pattern drawing, the bullish harmonic pattern drawing, and the harmonic pattern label to any color we like. One point to note is that in the MetaTrader 5 platform, these first two options are different for us. In the second section, the second option, in the MetaTrader 5 platform is based on pivot calculation, whereas in MetaTrader 4, it is based on candles. Here, for example, it is set to 100 candles, so the indicator starts calculating and identifying 100 candles in this section and looks for the conditions to identify point C. However, in the MetaTrader 5 platform, it searches for point C and draws the harmonic pattern based on pivots. That is, it examines 1 pivot, 2 pivots, 3 pivots, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 10 pivots, and after that, if the harmonic conditions are met, it identifies point C. The next point you should pay attention to at the end is the values you enter in this section. The values you enter here should not be large numbers. If you enter large values here, it will display harmonic patterns for longer time periods, and if you enter smaller numbers, it will show relatively more suitable harmonic patterns. Well, friends, we've reached the end of the tutorial for this indicator. I would be happy if you share your comments and suggestions with us in the comments section.